Hello and welcome back to Pump with Purpose. So I know it's been a while since I popped on to do a quick IGTV. So it's been on my mind for a couple of days, just getting a few DMs, and I just popped on really quickly to say that it is okay. I'm going to say it. I'm going to put it in the air, in the atmosphere right now, just to be upfront, that it is okay to say that you would like an oversupply. Up front from the beginning. It is no shame. It is nothing to be worried about. It is being upfront with your lactation professional, with yourself, that I would like to have an oversupply. I would like to do what I can from the beginning to help create an oversupply. I will say that you can follow the advice and still not have an oversupply. But from what I found, there's an optimal way to help to create an oversupply. So I will say that there are, two different places here. So if you are an exclusive pumper, the best way to do so is to pump 30 minutes every 3 hours, at least every 3 hours for the first 12 weeks, and throw in a power pumping session if you can. It's that simple. There are no magic pills, food, drink. I will say you should eat a balanced diet. You should stay hydrated, but there's no optimal way. Milk creation is from milk removal. That is it. So when I was dealing with my lactation professionals up front, I let them know I would like to have an oversupply. I was not ashamed in it. I knew that that's what I wanted. I knew that I didn't want to get to months 3 to 9 and stress out if they're cluster feeding, if my child is, eating more than I'm producing. If I know that I did all that I could in the first 12 weeks when supply is regulating, before it actually does, then I knew that I tried, and the rest of it was my body. It was my hormones. It was maybe other factors, but I went in with the goal to create an oversupply, and I pumped every 3 hours I pumped every 3 hours for 30 minutes for the first 12 weeks. And that was what helped me to create an oversupply. Again, I will say, disclaimer, does not mean that you could do that for the first 12 weeks and still not have an oversupply. But as an exclusive pumper, lactation professionals will say, oh, pump 10 to 15 minutes. If I pump 10 to 15 minutes, I would not have an oversupply at all. I'm 100% confident that I would not. I have a slower letdown. It takes me a little bit longer to empty. So I've always had to pump 30 minutes every 3 hours for the first 12 weeks. So that is my biggest tip to helping to create an oversupply, if that is your goal. I definitely think you should be upfront with who you're speaking with a lactation professional that can help you to reach that goal and to course correct if needed, but that is the most optimal way. So I'll stop here because I am about to talk about nursing, and it can be a trigger for exclusive pumpers. So if that is a trigger for you, please just know I want to support nursers wanting to add pumping to their journey. So you are more than welcome to stop here while I talk about if you're nursing. If you are nursing and you would like to create an oversupply, there are ways to do that. You can either add in a pumping session or two throughout the day, whenever it works for you, just to help continue to stimulate. And just keep in mind that that's extra. Or after each nursing session, or whichever nursing sessions you would prefer, to continue to pump, pull out the pump, or you can nurse one side and pump the other side. Those are some ways to help to create an oversupply. Remember that if you are nursing, your child is nursing on the other side, or just finished nursing while you're pumping, or after you nurse, you start pumping, you may not have a full bottle. You may get an ounce or two. By the end of the day, you may not have as much because you are feeding your child, and whatever else is left is extra. So again, if you are nursing, and it is okay also to say that you would like to create an oversupply. There's nothing wrong with that. If that is not your goal, then yes, you should hold off on introducing the pump, at least as long as you can for the first 6 to 12 weeks. Hold off when you feel comfortable or when you are ready. But if you do know that you would like to have an oversupply, the first 12 weeks are critical when you are regulating, and it's the best time to help signal to your body to create an oversupply. So that's my little 411, little bit of information, a little bit of some tips to let you know that first and foremost, it is okay to say that you would like to have an oversupply if it's possible. Please don't get upset if it may not happen. You know that within yourself, if you know you did all that you can do from the beginning to help to establish that and it doesn't happen, that it is okay. That breast milk does not have to be all or nothing, that it is okay to use other supplements to a formula if you are not able to produce all that you need. It is okay. I am just here to let people know, because it hurts me when, someone is contacting me upset in months 3 through 9 or even after, and they are upset that they're not able to produce. And when I start to ask those questions about what they did at the beginning, how they did it, and I just see some concerns that I would have recommended differently from the beginning. And so I just popped on just to give a little tidbit on what worked for me to help create an oversupply. It may not, again, happen for everyone. I just want to throw out that disclaimer. But if you are aiming to have an oversupply, these are just some tips to keep in mind. So until next time with Pump with Purpose.